Hi, this is Joan Landino. Welcome back. We are doing a video on something that's hard to pronounce. It's called Munchausen's Syndrome. It's also called, there's two disorders, totally different, Munchausen by proxy.
Can you explain the difference between the two?
Really?
Yeah.
Munchausen syndrome originated from the DSM-4 as factitious disorder, and it is when a person, I'm sure not intentionally, I am sure there is a diagnosis that can be treated and this is secondary, but the person actually feigns ailments so that they can go to the doctors a lot.
Oh, so, okay, so kind of like, isn't there a hypochondriac kind of?
Right, and people have called people that as well. And in fact, people have referred clients to us as hypochondriacs. And of course, our colleagues and I definitely rule out underlying medical disorders, including psychiatric disorders, which are medical.
So the first one, the Munchausen syndrome, I might just keep going to the doctors thinking I have all these ailments and I don't. And then it's like the boy who cried wolf. So one day I really have an ailment and the doctor is going to just think that I'm making it up.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes Lyme disease is not diagnosed properly, and people will come up with a multi-system set of symptoms and people call them hypochondriacs and they don't get treated for it.
And then you can have psych issues, right?
Totally, yeah. And then Munchausen by proxy is more dangerous because that would be an adult actually causing harm to a child, usually a mother. I hate blaming the mother, very Freudian, but thank God for the paper that it could be grandparents. Well, not thank God that it could be grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, the babysitter, and also nurses. Nurses can be harming the children and the doctors.
And what do they think they're gaining from that?
If a nurse or a doctor actually
makes them sick and then heals them?
Heals them, they actually look really good.
Wow. Wow, I hope no doctors are watching this right now and thinking, I'm going to get...
And thank God this disorder is very rare and treatable. What are the two movies?
Sixth Sense.
Munchausen by proxy, they kept the child ill. And The Good Doctor with the people.
Orlando Bloom.
I thought it was
Justin Timberlake.
Orlando Bloom. So the only way you can truly tell that Munchausen by proxy is true, because it can range from, you know, a mother could even prick her finger and actually put blood in her child's stool, but it can also range from suffocation and resuscitation, which is awful.
And in the movie The Sixth Sense, she was putting poison in the girl's soup to keep her sick. She didn't want to kill her, just keep her sick so she can have a better relationship with the father.
Right.
And that's sick.
Okay, yes, but it's treatable.
Yes.
And also, you know, medical professionals should look into that. If somebody keeps coming into the emergency room continuously, you know, please refer that person, because once DCF gets involved, it's really quite hard to get out of. But DCF should be involved with something like that. But the only way you can actually say this person has Munchausen by proxy is when you remove the child from the home and that child gets better. Didn't you tell me where the word came from?
Yeah, some doctor coined it, Roy Meadow, in 1977, but it originally came from your favorite people, the Greeks.
Oh, the Greeks! Everything comes from the Greeks. Originally, you're right. The word Munchausen came from that, and it was Friedrich von Munchausen, and he was a baron, and he said he did a whole bunch of stuff, wrote it down, documented it, and they found out it was untrue, therefore factitious, therefore let's make it a disorder, and now call it Munchausen.
Now, you also, when you first brought up this topic in the office, you mentioned, and you were funny, and you said M&M, and you spelled it like the candies, but did M&M, the rapper...
Oh, Eminem the rapper. I did say M&M.
Yeah.
In one of his songs, somebody told me, because I don't listen to any music, one of his songs, unless somebody in my family makes me listen to music, he accuses his mother of it, but I believe that was settled out of court.
Okay, but he found out what that meant and he decided to like say his mother did that to
Yeah.
him. Wow. Interesting. So this is actually something I've never heard of, and I bet you a lot of people out there have never even heard of that until someone told me the thing about the sixth sense and what the mother was doing, and then we were researching it more. Never knew that this existed.
And I have clients that have symptoms, similar symptoms to Munchausen's, but again, rule out medical conditions, and that person had advanced Lyme disease. Yet some medical professionals who referred him and her to me called them a hypochondriac. Also, there's literature out there too. You can complain of something, no one can find out what you have, and the peer-reviewed journal did say that 3 years later, oftentimes, 60 to 70%, you did have something, it's just people didn't know what you had and were unable to diagnose it. But unfortunately, it's a terrible disorder, but I believe that it can, well, literature says it too, it can be treated with psychiatric medications, because there's probably an axis 1, which is what? The true disorder, and axis, yeah.
2.
No, those are personality disorders. And this is something that I think that if you really do a thorough history, you'll find out that there's something else to it. Any other questions, Michael?
No, I think I'm good for now, but I bet you I will be interested in it if you do a blog about it.
I did already. You didn't read it? I did already.
I am going to go right now onto JoanLandinoSays.com, and I'm going to read up on that.
Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in again to Joan Landino Says. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit my blog
At JoanLandinoSays.com.
and I will see you next month.